good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Futbol Takeover, where we will focus on the intersection of business, culture, community, and football. So today, we're trying something new. You know, I uh, I think that this is the perfect time. Houston is going through maybe one of the most important times, important summers here in the city. And so we said, you know what? Let's talk to friends. Let's see what they're up to during this summer of soccer. Let's celebrate community, our cultures, and let's talk football. Así que that's why you're seeing me today wearing my Salvadoran jersey because it's soccer season and every day you can wear a jersey. So, ya se dijo. All right, so let's get right into it. Today, I am very excited to start this digital show, this podcast. It's something that we're trying out. We're gonna see, and then who knows? Who knows how long we will continue this? But it's very exciting because there's a lot of amazing individuals here in the city that are doing really cool things that are related to the World Cup. Um, the World Cup is here in North America, and every single day, I think all of you guys are watching soccer from morning till night, like me, and so we want to know a little bit more the stories behind all of those individuals, and so today, our guest is Katy Umaña, which who I will say is the first Latina sports photographer here in Houston. Así que Katie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, no, I mean you have been busy. You have been really, really busy, and so that is very exciting because I know that it's been a long road to this moment. And so, I just want to get to know a little bit more about that because, first of all, we need to celebrate the women that are in sports because there's a lot of them. And it's not every day that we get to know those women that are doing amazing things, number one. And then I think it's also, like that local flavor, right? There's a lot of Houstonians that are involved in so many different ways. And yeah, I mean, you're doing something really cool. Así que, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a native Houstonian, and I've always really liked art and creativity. Was a big fan of reading books and writing when I was younger, and decided to go to the University of Houston to study print journalism and become a writer. I wanted to be a magazine writer, work for Newsweek or Time, and that's how I got started.
Okay, very cool. Wow. And so, how has soccer been part of your life as well?
Well, soccer has been a part of my life since I was a little girl. My father and my family would sit down and watch the Mundial and watch Deportes. And for me, being able to watch the Mundial with my father in 1986 and watch Argentina play was something that was pivotal in my decision to enjoy soccer for the rest of my life. I lost my father when I was 3 years old, and it's very important for me to be able to recognize his memory and live, make my dreams come true by carrying on his legacy.
That is really cool. It's interesting because I think a lot of us have that family tie that el fútbol has is just in our blood,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And I think also because we have so many relatives that have one way or the other, like been involved in the sport, played the sport, and then brought us into the sport, then it just adds like that very unique layer as to like why continue in the sport in some shape, way, or form.
Yes.
So yeah, I love that. I love that. So when you were at U of H, which by the way, go Cougs. What were you up to then? Like what how did going into like you said, like the broadcast, the media, communications, all of that, like so how did things start to merge with this industry?
Well, the Houston Dynamo came to Houston in 2006, and I decided to cover the first game at Robertson Stadium, and decided, this is something that I enjoy, but I also wanted to be a fan.
Mhm.
So I decided to be a fan for a couple of years. Just enjoy being with the Texian Army, and just watch from the stands. But I had still this urge to be creative and um, help make memories. So I decided to do photography again and decided to go back to school and get a media production degree.
Okay. Wow. That is really cool. Wow. Yeah, and I mean, those were some really good days.
Yes,
Those
yes, I
early.
love being at college.
Yeah, and then also just the fact that you were there was all this the birth. I mean, it's not the birth. I would say maybe like the rebirth of soccer in Houston,
Yes.
right? Because that's another beautiful thing about the sport here in Houston. I mean, there's so many veterans and such a vast network of individuals that started things way before us. I mean, in the
Yes.
50s and the 60s and the 70s. And so, then being able to have the professional team come to town, it would just absolutely elevated things in a different way. And so you were in a very unique place, to be able to be at U of H, to be able to be a fan,
Yes.
and then also to, kind of start incorporating all your talents in that. So how
Yes.
did yeah, how did you transition, or I guess no, let's go back, because being a fan is very different
Yes.
than being on the other side.
Yes.
So how was that? What were some of your memories or your favorite memories from then?
I think, since I was a little girl watching the World Cup and seeing Sam's Army and supporters groups, culture that, I wasn't a part of because we didn't have a Houston team that I was going to see on a regular basis. Being able to be part of that, make a lot of friends from, different parts of the world. Everyone was united by soccer. And I think that was something that I truly enjoyed, as a hobby. And being able to travel with the group, go to Dallas, go to other states to support the team. That was something that was really fun and really something that I enjoyed.
Let's see. I think we have a picture of that. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
Yes. So that was MLS Cup 2007 in Washington, D.C. First time that I had flown in a while. So it was a little nerve wracking to be flying, but it was very
Yeah.
important for me to be part of this historic moment for the team.
Oh my goodness. That was such a fun event. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I was there as well. And I
Yes.
remember when we had Diesel up there and we were going just all over the mall, like trying to take pictures and videos and all this stuff. And then there were fans everywhere. I mean, there was orange everywhere. And I just remember thinking, this is so cool because, it's one thing to see it on TV, but it's another thing to experience it.
Yes.
And we had already experienced it in 2006
Yes.
as well.
In
That
Dallas.
caravan, that
Hmm.
caravan going to Dallas. I mean, that was what a sight, And yeah, that was another really fun moment. But being in DC, which is further away, then seeing so many fans, seeing so much orange, an entire stadium that was filled with fans. I mean, I think there were more Dynamo fans there than there were from the Revolution.
Yes, I saw a sea of orange there, and just really had a lot of fun being able to experience that with my friends.
Yeah, no, that was so much fun. So, so you're Texian Army, you're enjoying all of this as a fan, and then what happened?
Well, I was capturing photography for Texting Army website, and I had a lot of people who would come up to me and say, "Yeah, I love your work. I love the pictures that you're taking. You should try to get a press pass." And since I had a communications degree, I knew how to do journalism work and be a reporter, but I hadn't done photography work as a journalist, and decided maybe I'll give it a shot. It took a little while. It took some convincing, but I did eventually request press passes to be able to capture, moments for Texan Army TV, a series that Jeremiah Gallegos and I did.
Wow. See, and this, I think this is a life lesson, right? Because there you were a fan. You also were, have this education and this this vision of what you want, and then you went after it. You know, as a student, as you know, you went after it. You got the press pass. You did all of that, and I think that is something, a life lesson for young people nowadays, where it's like, hey, just do it. You know, like
Absolutely.
if that's the path that you want, start creating, right? Start creating, start talking to people, start making friends, networking, because I mean that was the start, and I mean we're gonna get to where she is now. But I mean, that I think was a very pivotal moment, and it's something to definitely celebrate that you went for it.
Thank you. As an introvert, it was a bit challenging for me to step out of my comfort zone, but it was absolutely the best thing that I could do for myself. And I definitely recommend for anyone who wants to pursue their dreams to, take a step, just take it one day at a time, and you'll have more opportunities if you speak up, if you network, like you said. You have to be vocal and just stop being so in your head if you're like me,
Yeah,
and just go for it.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, we're all in our heads. I will admit, that I'm one like that as well. But I think another thing, and you mentioned Jeremiah, it's also um, having having that support group, or have being able to also create with people that will uplift you, and
Absolutely, having a support system,
yeah,
being able to have people who have your back and will cheer for you, having that cheerleader, mentality, and just going for it. Always staying positive is important, because if you have some negative thinking going on, that could stop you, and you don't want to be your own worst enemy, and have hurdles for you like that you've made on your own, because
yeah,
there's plenty of things that will be out there that can challenge you, that rejections, things that can stop you from going for what you're going for. So definitely, you want to make sure that you're being your best advocate.
yeah. No, that's true. I love that. I love that. So everybody, make sure that you take note of that. All right. So now you have your press pass. You are still, doing things with the Texian Army. So what was the next thing? Where did you start creating that path for yourself?
So I started creating a path for myself after a season of doing Text Army. I decided to start doing freelance work. Started, I was in my second degree, getting a media production degree, and just doing internships, working at a TV station, doing work for a newspaper. So I realized, there's things that are out there, opportunities that I need to look for, and just started to network and meet more people, and have more opportunities to cover not just the Houston Dynamo, but the Rockets and the Texans. So expanding and going into professional sports, all in Houston.
Oh, I love that. So what is the difference between, covering soccer and covering some of the other sports? What have you noticed, or what has been your experience?
So one of the things that interests me about sports, especially fast-paced sports, is there's always something going on. The start and stop can be challenging for me, and being able to just continue to capture moments continuously is something that I enjoy. What I noticed with being able to do football and basketball and stuff, other sports that I may not have been as well versed in, like I was with soccer, I noticed that it can be a challenge. You really need to do your research and know what you're trying to capture, not just where the ball is, but also get to know the players, and the stories that are happening outside of the court or the field.
Yeah, because I mean, every sport is different.
It is.
I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of have stuck a little bit to football soccer, because at least for me, going to a basketball game, and I love basketball, especially when I was younger. I mean, the 94-95 championships for the Houston Rockets, I was there. I was every single game. I mean, not at the arena, but I was there watching them. But it's intense.
It is.
It's intense, and it's a different flow. I mean, everything about it. And so, yeah. I mean, I do love college football, though. That's my other jam. So.
And there is start and stop in college football and in professional football, but I noticed that I enjoyed the challenge. it was one of those things where it's like, I need to learn more about this in order for me to be successful. Because if you don't know the rules necessarily to the sports that you're photographing, it can be, you don't want to be clueless out there and not know exactly what's going on. You want to be able to capture the right moment, anticipate a play, and just, be able to get that photo.
Yeah, yeah, no, and you have some really good photos.
Thank you.
But before we go into that, I just want to give a quick shout out because we have some people that are watching. Así que Gabriel, Amy, Kat, Rosario, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for the shout outs. I mean, like I said, we're gonna be doing this and continuing this. So every Wednesday at 10 a.m., make sure that you're tuning in because there's a lot of really great stories and a lot of really great people that we want to highlight and learn about. And I mean, like I said, this is a summer of soccer that we need to celebrate, and we need to celebrate the individuals that are behind it.
Yes.
But all right, so now um, you're capturing different sports, you're doing different things, and then what was next in your career?
So after doing sports photography and doing sports journalism for a couple of years while I was in school, and after I graduated, I decided to go into corporate communications and pursue, a different industry. So I went into healthcare communications, higher education, and did that for a few years, and then transitioned to corporate communications for technology for a couple different companies.
Okay, yeah, but I'm sure that it wasn't the same as being at an arena, at a stadium.
you know, there's certain elements of communication that fit for everything
Yeah.
that you may be doing depending on where you go in your career, but nothing compared to sports. Nothing compared to sports photography.
I think that's the funny thing. For those of us who have been in the industry, kind of stepped away or done something a little bit different, you always want to come back.
Yes.
You always want to come back. I feel the same.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I went into nonprofit for a bit, and even though it's enjoyable and you're doing something different and all that, there's a certain stress level, healthy stress level,
Yes.
that sports just, I mean, it's part of it, and I think we thrive in that in
Yes.
some weird way.
I think every communications professional has that in them. They just
Yeah.
love the pressure. They love the deadline, meeting the deadline, making sure that we have what we need and being able to share that with the audiences that we're working with.
Yeah, no, that's true. So over the years, tell me a little bit about some of the different events that you captured, because I know and we have some pictures that we will be showing. We have some photographs, some of Katie's favorite photographs, but I want to learn a little bit about what were some of those events, or should we do the slideshow as we're talking?
We can talk about the events that I did, and then we can go into the pictures
All
if
right.
that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I wanted to share that I worked at the NBA All-Star Game. I've covered a couple of MLS Cups, 2011 and 2012. I've also covered, like I said, basketball and football, so Rockets and Texans. And I went to Mexico City to cover a World Cup qualifier against Mexico versus the United States, which was one of my dreams that I wanted to come true when I was a little girl. Being at Azteca and being able to have the
Wow.
best seat in the house and being able to capture those moments was something that I, absolutely loved. And I was like, I need to have more of this. I need to go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, in 2017, the U.S. did not qualify to go into the 2018 World Cup in Russia. So I was like, okay, my opportunity is not here yet. But, eventually, let's see if we can get this to make it happen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to know, what is El Azteca like? Because that is one of my dream stadiums. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there is still like there's still something in me where I'm like, you know what? I will just buy a plane ticket and go to Mexico and, show up one of these days for a game. But like, what was that like? Because it's such a historic and o sea, es un estadio imponente.
Yes. as I said, it was a dream that I've had since I was a little girl to go to Azteca because you said it's a historic stadium. It has all this history and culture, and I wanted to experience it, as a fan. And going as a photographer, I think, was 10 times better. Having a behind-the-scenes look at what the teams coming into the stadium, the press conference area, seeing like little details of things that you don't anticipate seeing, but it was something that it was a dream come true to be able to hear the crowd. We were the visiting team, the opponent, so. Mexico, the chants and everything that was going on, I loved it. I've been at other stadiums, but the roar of the crowd, I think, you can't compare it.
Yeah, see, exactly. I mean, yeah, there's something about that stadium. I passed by outside in the car. It's not the same. It's not the same as being in there, and I can only imagine. That is very cool. Wow. So then we were also at MLS Cup because I was there in 2011 and 2012 when Beckham.
Yes, the Beckham era.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was not fun. That was not fun.
No.
I mean, it was. Hold on. It was a very fun trip, but that game, those two games.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I mean, my heart broke both times, and it was not cool. And I'm gonna share just a really quick story with you. So I was at the Dynamo at that time, and so I don't remember if it was 11 or 12, but the thing is that there was a joint party that was the AEG had coordinated that was on the court of the Staples Center, which was very cool. But when you're sharing a party with the winning team, it's not the same. But I will say it was still we still try to make it as fun as possible. I know that the LA people were having a lot of fun, and I forget his name, but one of the main guys, the el baterista, the drummer from the Roots, he was the DJ, and so he was hyping everybody up. But it was just one of those games where like we thought we almost had
Yes.
íbamos con unas ganas. We were there. We know we're gonna win. Like and then that happened. But
Yes. And one of the things, you just reminded me, one of the things going in as a photographer and someone who's from Houston, I still have, the love of the game and of the team, and going in and hearing the media kind of building the story, the Beckham story. They wanted to have that ending where he wins the championship. It was really kind of difficult to go in and knowing that there was not just going into LA and with their fans, but also the media supporting and rooting for Beckham.
yeah. So tell me what is that like? Because I mean, at the core of this, you're a fan.
Yes.
So what is it like to be a fan, but then also be in work mode, taking photographs of these, I mean, incredible moments? Like what is that like? Do you kind of have to sometimes step away and be like, yes, like we just scored? I mean, are you always try to be as professional, like game face, like I'm not gonna show anything until I'm back in my car? Like what, how do you prepare for that? Because I feel like, I mean, I've been on that side as well, but I want to hear your perspective.
So I think going in, I'm just thinking, you have to be stoic, you have to be neutral, but we're all human, and especially, you see reporters or commentators, they show the love that they have for the game. So I think there's a balance that you could have of both being a fan and being a professional. And when I'm at a game, I'm definitely focused on making sure that I'm capturing the moment. But you get to relish in the fact that you've got a piece of history that you've captured.
I mean, yeah, historic. So I want to see some of your favorite photos because I know that those were very, very important moments. But before we go to that, let me give a couple more. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for leaving your comments. Chris, Edie's, Massey, thank you so much. Max, no, this is so much fun. You guys have no idea. I feel like I'm a little bit in my element, even though I don't always like to be in front of camera. But this tech stuff is the fun part for me. So yeah. But anyways, back to you, Katie. All right, so we're gonna see the slideshow because I want to share. I mean, like, what are some of these moments? So right now we have the Texian Army.
Right.
That's when you were there in DC. All right, let's see. What is the next one? So we can go to the next one, and let's see. Well, prep us for, I guess, let's go back to historic moments. Um, Question: were you here for the 2010 MLS All Star?
Yes. So I think that was before doing MLS Cup in 2011 and 2012. My first big international exposure was the All Star game and Manchester United. Not a Manchester United fan, but I know the significance of seeing a team like that play in Houston. And I believe we have a photo of mine up on the screen. This was another international friendly, and I'm a big Barcelona fan, so this was definitely one of those moments that I could not believe that I was being able to capture this team photo.
My gosh, this was Barcelona versus America.
Yes.
2006.
Um,
2005.
I think it was in 2000, may have been 2009 or 10. It was around the area when I first started doing communication, like photography work.
Yeah, that was at Reliant Stadium. Or where
No,
was
this
that
was
one?
in Dallas.
Oh, this was in Dallas. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm thinking about Reliant 2006 Barcelona versus America because that was when that was my first year at Dynamo. Okay, so this is in Dallas.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So how was that experience going to was but this wasn't the new stadium. Was this the Cotton Bowl?
No, this was the new stadium.
Okay.
Yes. So they were playing in Dallas, AT&T Stadium as it's now known. It's an incredible venue, and you saw the crowd being divided with these two different teams. Just everyone having fun and supporting their teams.
Oh my God, is that Piqué on the team photo?
I was thinking more about David Villa.
Sorry, I'm a very big Shakira fan, so just saying. I will leave it at that.
Wasn't thinking about that at all when we were doing this.
Why, Katie? Why?
I'll get a Shakira photo for you.
Thank you. If you know, you know. All right, so let's go to the next one. Oh my goodness. Okay,
So this is a recent photo. This is in again in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. This is the day that Messi scored 2 goals, and he broke the record for most goals scored by a World Cup player.
wow. So this was what, 3 days ago?
Yes.
See,
So we're jumping around, like we're going like a decade ago more, and now what I'm doing right now.
no, but I mean, but that's the thing, right? So you were there a decade ago, capturing, Barcelona in those times, and now you're back.
Yes.
You were back, and then you captured a very historic moment. I mean, one that will, I think, that pretty much tops many, many things. And I mean, what was that like?
It was the first time that I had seen Argentina play. And that day was a bit emotional for me. As I had mentioned earlier, my father and we watched the Mundial, and whenever he was watching Argentina, I would mimic what he was doing and cheer on the team. And, being 2 years old at the time, I was not able to say Argentina, and I loved to say Tatina, Tatina. And that's a memory that my family loves to remind me of all the time because they know that my love of soccer comes from that time period. But being able to see, the GOAT be able to do his thing and have the Argentina fans just screaming his name, it was incredible.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. Yeah, because I mean, I was there for the when he came to College Station, or
Yes.
when Argentina came to play against
Yes.
Honduras in College Station a couple weeks ago, and I mean, everybody was yelling his name, but mostly because he wasn't playing. But
Yes.
again, like el fervor is there, the excitement, the passion, and so yeah, and then like actually playing, actually scoring, and being such a historic night. I mean that was must have been like 100 times whatever we've experienced before in any other game.
It was. I think, right now I'm living my dream. Photography, doing photography at the World Cup. This is something that I've been, looking forward to and wanting to do for years now, and having it come true. I've now done 5 games, and it's just everything just keeps topping the moments,
Mm-hmm.
and like the connections that I'm making. It's just been incredible and wonderful for me.
And I know that for this game, you also did a road trip.
Yes. So one of the things that like I'm doing to challenge myself is kind of seeing if I can, instead of just hopping on a plane, let me see if I can just do this road trip. And I'm planning to do a couple more of these trips to Dallas for more games. So this was the first, and it went well. I spent a lot of time listening to music. I listened to Shakira. I listened to Ricky Martin. I was in my football mode.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. All right, so then what do we have next?
So
Oh.
going back in time, this is one of those moments where your heart breaks as a fan, but you have to still capture the moment. You're working. So it was when LA won in 2012. Actually, no, in 2011.
Yeah.
So them cheering on, after they won and had defeated the Houston Dynamo.
Yeah. Great shot though.
Thank you.
I will give you that, Katie. That is a really good photo. And I mean, okay, so hold on. You have really great photos. So where can everybody follow you? Because we need to make sure that everybody sees all the work that you're doing.
On Instagram, it's at Enye Photo, Enye ENYE dot photo PHOTO. Same, you can find me on Facebook with the same handle.
Okay, awesome. So what
And
I'm
my
gonna
website is enyephoto.com.
Okay, so I just put it in the comments, so then that way everybody can go in there and follow you and get some of those and see some of the great shots that you're doing. And so let's go to the next one so we can see. Oh, I like this one.
Yes. So this was the semifinals were in Kansas City. I remember this photo. I can't recall if it was the cold day, but it was definitely one of the best days as a fan and as a photographer to capture, this winning team.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wait, what year? Do you remember the year?
So I believe this was 2011.
2011. I don't know. Well, I think we went back and
Both
yeah.
times we went to Kansas City.
So I wonder if this was the one because one of these I was there.
Yes.
And so this is so funny because Katie and I have been in so many of the same places.
Yes.
But we had never really like talked or met or and stuff like that until earlier this year, pretty
Mhm.
much. And so seeing this, I'm like, you were there? I was there.
Yes.
You were there. But yeah, no, those were really fun moments. I mean, anytime your team wins, that's just the cherry on top. Especially if you had to road trip or even if you only flew out there, because the way back, if you don't win, it's not pretty. It's not fun.
Yes. You don't want that trip to last.
No, you don't. No, but this is awesome. Oh, okay.
So my first World Cup game was Germany versus Curacao, and that was one of the goals that they had. They were celebrating the goal that they had just scored.
Man, how was going to your first? Well, no, hold on. Before we even stepped into the stadium, kind of talk me through the process of you getting into the World Cup, because I mean there is a process, and I think it's important for everybody to understand that.
Yes. So I've been doing freelance work, and one of the things that I needed to do was network. As a freelancer, it's a lot more difficult to get into the World Cup. So one of the things that I did was earlier this year was network. I contacted a lot of publications and made sure that I was going and asking for, can I do work for you guys? And I met Alex Parra and Victor Areza, and they are from Deportes Nation. They gave me the opportunity to be able to work as part of their media outlet.
That is awesome. Yeah, and so Alex, I actually know Alex from the early days of Dynamo, and I mean he's been part of the Dynamo family pretty much since day one, and so it's really cool to see not only his evolution, but then also the fact that he's bringing in young talent, that he's helping women in sports, supporting
Yes.
women in sports to be able to get into these opportunities. I mean, I love that. Así que Alex, muchísimas gracias because this is an amazing individual to bring into the team and to have capture that. So you applied, then you were able to you got the email.
Yes.
How was that?
Um, I think I ran downstairs and immediately told my family. There were tears, happy tears, but it's the culmination of years of work and something that I've been dreaming of since I was little to go to the World Cup.
Wow. No, and I mean, this is such an important moment. So for you to be able to, to step into that stadium, how was that? How was going and getting your credential and and then actually going into the stadium that day? I mean, did you prep? Did you breathe? Did you what was that like?
So I think all the anxiety and all the nerves that I had, leading up to that moment, all went away because I just went into work mode. It was like I've been in the stadium before. I've covered the Texans. I've covered international soccer. So I was really surprised because I thought I would be emotional, but I wasn't. It was just another day. It felt like, but of course it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a first of many great games that I'm going to.
Yeah. Oh man. And that was a good game.
It was. It was.
That was a really good game. So, yeah, and very exciting game. All right, and then I see. Is that CR7?
It is CR7. So this is the most recent photo that I took. It was from yesterday's game, Portugal versus Uzbekistan, and another historic moment that was made. CR7 is the first player to score goals in 6 World Cups. So having him come running and doing his very famous celebration on my side of the field was everything. I think I'm a Messi fan, but this as a photographer, this is an accomplishment that I'm so proud of.
Yeah. Can I tell them about the text message?
Oh, sure. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so we get we get a text message that says my selfie with Ronaldo.
Yes.
And it's a pretty cool shot where I guess it's somebody from across the stadium that took it, and then that you're right there, like in work mode with Ronaldo right in front, but like you in the background. And when I saw it at first, I was like, what? And then when I saw it, it's such a proud moment, because like you're in your work mode. I mean, like that, and next to one of the biggest stars, in the freaking planet. So I was like, no, you need to like blow that up, put it in your office. I mean, yeah, that needs to be everywhere.
So when you're working, you can't ask for photos or autographs and stuff. But being able to have another photographer capture me while I'm working, it's nice.
Yeah, and I love that. I think one of the things that I've seen, because I haven't been on the photographer side, and so I don't know like that environment, right? But one of the things that I'm learning through you and stuff as you're sharing, just some of your anecdotes and stuff, is that camaraderie, within the photographers, and I just thought that is the coolest thing. And if you look at if you follow her and look at the stories también, last night, I mean, I thought something that was so cool was the sticker and then the little figurine, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that because you are there with professionals just like you that are here from around the world, and you guys are sharing. You guys are in this very special moment, and you're sharing this, you know, the, these feelings, this passion, this, your work, and I was like, wow, that is really cool to have that camaraderie, you
Mhm.
know, in the, I guess what, the photographer room or.
Yep. In the photo workroom, yes.
Mhm.
You know, going into this, I thought to myself, I'm going to be a fan of other people's work, you know, and I want to learn from others, and I want to learn more to be able to become better and better. And I've met local photographers here in Houston, based in Dallas, and also from around the world, Portuguese, um, Egyptian, Japanese photographers, people who are traveling from across the globe to capture these moments for their countries, for their publications. And I'm just in awe of how welcoming and how warm it is to be able to, you know, just embrace each other and
Yeah.
support each other.
Yeah. No, I thought that was beautiful. I love it. I love it. And then we're back to square one. No, I mean, thank you so much for sharing those photos and sharing this insight, because it's something that we don't know. I was telling Katie how I think it's so cool that they're like she's there, but you can only see like the top of your head and the big lens.
Yeah.
But you're there and you're experiencing all of that, and so you have a very privileged seat to incredible sports moments, and you're just capturing all of this. So I think it's what you're doing is very cool. But I love and I celebrate that it's a Latina Salvadoreña.
Yes.
I have to
Yes.
throw that in. Yes, I am throwing that in. That is there. That is giving us. That is sharing. Her work with us.
You know, I thank God for the opportunities and the blessings that He's given me, and this is definitely one of the highlights of my life. And you know, there's more to come.
Yeah. Oh, way more.
Yes.
Are we going to Brazil next year, like for the
You know,
women's?
I don't know. I haven't given. I'm just so focused on the moment now. I'm not even thinking about what's happening beyond July.
What?
So
No,
much going
yeah,
on.
no. So, what are some of the other games that you will be going to this summer of soccer?
So I'm going to be covering some more games here in Houston and Dallas, and who knows? Maybe I'll go travel to another place.
I love that. No, I love that. And so let's see. In this World Cup, well, I think you've already mentioned it. I mean, that uh, you've been in two very historic moments and captured them. But is there any other moment, in these past 3 weeks that just that you were like, wow, that was cool. That was something that I want to remember.
There's been so many. I think just being able to, um, I don't know. I think right now it's just each game has its memories, and being able to meet people in my profession has been, I think, one of the highlights.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure there's many more to come. There's still what how many more days are left in the Mundial? Well, there's still what, at least 2 weeks that there's a lot more that can come. All right, so we're starting to wrap up, but I do want to know, for this Mundial, do you have a favorite?
Yes. My favorite is I'm going to support the U.S. We're going to go and I'm looking forward to the game that's happening tomorrow and seeing how far they go in this World Cup. The team is doing really well so far.
They are doing really well.
Yes.
They are.
I'm so happy.
I know, because everybody was a little doubtful there
That's
for a
true.
minute.
They weren't performing as well as I had hoped in some friendlies before this. So seeing them perform, win 2 games in a row has been great.
Yeah. No, yes. I'm going with Colombia, así que,
Okay.
But yes, go USA. I just have to be true to my. Now, what do you do, like on days that you're not at a game? How do you prepare? What are some of the other things that you do?
I like to read the stories. I like to watch the games. I like to watch Deportes Nation to see what my colleagues are saying each night. um, and just doing some research and making sure that I'm up to date on what's going on for the game that's ahead.
Okay, very cool. Well, I guess if there's any parting words that you would like to share with our viewers, or I don't know, with young professionals that want to go into this industry, what would you say?
Work hard, stay focused, don't give up. There's a lot of rejections along the way, but if you have a dream, you can make it happen, and I'm living proof of that.
Yeah. Yes, living proof that una Latina sports photographer here in Houston is continues to make history and is part of history, through her craft. And so, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here on this first episode,
Thank you.
for sharing your story, and for being a badass. Can I
Thank
say
you.
that? Can I say that?
You're a badass too. So
Thank you. Thank
we're
you.
all badasses.
Yes, and I mean, you need to always be surrounded by individuals that will continue to uplift you, that will help you, challenge yourself and go after, pursue your dreams. And Katie, just felicidades, and continue to make us proud with all of the amazing work that you're doing. And yeah. I'm very excited. This was such a fun conversation.
Thank you. I had a great time.
Me too. So for all of you that are out there that are watching, make sure that you tune in every Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're gonna have different guests that will be sharing a little bit about what they're doing, how they got here, what they're doing this summer of soccer, and I don't know. Maybe we'll continue to add more things and make this a very fun 30 minutes, hour. We're still trying to figure that out. But now, for those of you that are here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And then also follow Katie on
At-
Instagram
At NU Photo.
and your photo. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.